Magnum wagon, and this actually used to be our car. It's a 6'1" Hemi, and we had sold it to a friend, so from time to time we get to work on it for them. While it was still ours, we did put a Pro Charger on it, and we just had a lot of fun with it. It's a pretty cool car. Not many were made, so it's pretty neat to have with us. So anyways, we're doing some work on it with an accelerator pedal. Sean's gonna talk to you about it. We're gonna do some work for it, and that's it. I'll switch it over to him.
Why don't you turn the key, babe, and pop the hood. Okay guys, what I'm going to attempt to do here, this is a brand new accelerator pedal position sensor. And this is all in your throttle. This is for your throttle assembly and controls the throttle body. A lot different from the old school cable that used to go up to the carburetor. This is some modern stuff. So my friend is having problems with the car when she accelerates. Sometimes there's something there, sometimes there's nothing. Then it'll go a little bit, then it'll take off, then it'll stop. And all while she pretty much has her foot in one position. So we are going to change this. These go bad from time to time. This is the new one. It's a Dorman product. And there's the part number right there. So this one is an adjustable. This one's $300. The non-adjustable was $200. These are $300, and it's got a little motor in there, and then you have a control button on the side of your seat right there, and that moves the assembly up and down to make it more comfortable. But not all of them have it. These are the same for the Chargers, Challengers, 300s, and of course the Magnum wagon like this is, 2006 to be exact. So anyways, we are going to attempt to pull the other one out, put the new one in, and hopefully that solves her problem. A couple of things to get the old one out. The old one is still in place, so I'm going to show you where it is. Yeah, so there is the old one, and there are 3 nuts. There's one there. We'll zoom in a little bit. Then there's 2 on the top that are hard to get to. Yeah, there's one there. Excuse the dog hair. My friend is a pet lover. 3, and then a couple of plugs, and then it comes out. Before you can get to this, there is this piece of insulation that's underneath it. It goes up right underneath here, and then you're gonna have to take out a few pieces of plastic to get to the bolts. If you pull your kick panel, which is this piece over here, kick panel, as soon as you open the door, it's at the very bottom. But this is what it looks like, and underneath it just has these push-in pieces that push into the body of the car. So pull that out, and then this big plastic piece, let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. This plastic piece here, you have one Phillips screw underneath, and then one Phillips screw over here. And then this piece is going to come down like that. And then what that does is it gives you more room to get in there and get to those bolts, and get your fingers probably on those wiring harness plugs that you have to take off. See if I can zoom in a little bit on those. Yeah, you can see the plug down in there, but not terribly hard. It's just a little little finagling to get to it. Okay, so here we go. All right, I'm underneath the dash. You can see the gas pedal here. The assembly's up there. And you got 2 plugs. And there's also a cable that comes off of the motor that moves your brake assembly over here as well. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you go ahead and push, and you can get that one off. This one, push in, give it a tug out, and then you got your 2 different harnesses that are out. Now, this nut down here is easy to get to, and the 2 up top are not. So I'm going to reposition, and then I'll show you how to get to those. Okay, so I got an extension on the very bottom nut. There's 3 nuts holding the pedal assembly on, and put an extension on there, and this way I'm not in the way of the camera. But 13 millimeter first on the bottom, and there's 2 on the top that are tricky to get to, so I'm going to do the bottom first. Sorry for the noise. Okay, now the ones on top, there is a plate underneath your steering column, and I'm going to try to focus in, and if you look on top of the assembly, you can see one of them, one of the nuts out of the 2. Yeah, you can kind of see. Yeah, there they are. So those 2 nuts, I am going to put the extension through. There's your steering wheel. Putting the extension through where this skid plate is. Whatever kind of plate it is. And I'm at the top bolt. Gotta make some noise. Okay. I didn't want to lose that nut, but it just fell, so I'm gonna have to hunt that down. And I'm gonna move over to the other nut. Tricky for you guys to see, because the camera won't go in there. Got it on there. Okay. All right. So now, this pedal, yeah, cool, there goes the nutties. Pedal assembly down. There it is. All right, the next thing is to get that cable off. We'll get the other one hooked up and then mounted. Okay, couldn't do this with one hand. I needed a screwdriver. But at the top of the motor, you have your last piece to come undone is your cable. And that goes in here, and it's got a plastic retainer. It's kind of square. And what I did was I squeezed it, and it'll open up the sides, and then it allows that cable to come off the top of the motor. So what that's for, once again, is when the harness is plugged in and you move your button to adjust the pedal, there's this motor spins and it moves this cable inside, and then your brake pedal also is on a pivot point, so it moves as well. So old one's coming out. oldie out, newie in. So basically, what I'm gonna do first is plug that cable back into the top. I can't do it with one hand. And then I'll take the assembly and I'll set it on the studs. Remember, there's 3 studs. There's the bottom one, 2 top ones. And then I'll get my nuts back on and then plug it in, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. New pedal switch is in, and I got the bolts in. Well, the 3 nuts on the studs that come through the firewall, and I had to use my extension. Had to use the extension with the 13 millimeter. I couldn't do it and film it, but anyway, not too difficult. You can probably get your hand up and over the unit, but like I was showing you earlier, I got the extension, went underneath the steering wheel, and went in that way. Was able to get to the 2 studs by hand. I'm going to plug in the wires now and then put this thing back together. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to subscribe, and we'll do a follow-up video of this thing ripping down the road, and hopefully the pedal feels really good. Thank you.